So yeah, so what we were saying before we get started, and I want to first of all welcome everybody to this, and we'll get started with the actual topic. But I just wanted to take a minute to talk about this website because I think there's a lot of really good conversations. It's very specific to small businesses, and they're trying to get a lot of accounting professionals sort of involved to sort of help the small businesses. So this is sort of an extension of their QuickBooks Connect. And like I said, I at this point in time, I mean it's, August 25th, 2015, I'm not a big fan right now of the interface. And I think it's not the greatest thing to navigate. But I think, like Steph was saying, the conversations are really great. The topics are really cool. Like I was saying, I really like the goal setting and how to be self-employed, and I like managing people. There's a lot of good topics. There's a lot of good conversations and really great comments. So I would encourage you guys just to check it out because I really do think that it's worth taking a look at. And when I first was asked to kind of participate, I thought, oh no, it's one more social media channel. And then once I started digging in, I really started looking at it, and there's something like 50,000 members already participating in it. And so it's really kind of interesting. And there's a lot of small businesses out there who need some help. And so I just think it's one of those things where this is like my favorite thing to do while I'm sitting on the couch, kind of watching TV, but not really watching TV. You know what I mean? Like when I'm watching Bar
Mhm.
Rescue on Sunday nights and I'm thinking this is the fakest show ever, but I can't not watch it. Um, so I just wanted to, give you guys just share this with you. So that is all. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and close this if I can. Close that. And I want to show you guys InboxZero and so Boomerang. So not going to spend a whole lot of time on slides. I have two slides to show you, which is this one, which is the title of our webinar. And again, I want to thank you guys for coming and spending an hour of your busy day with me. Tuesday afternoon, you guys can all see my slide here, correct? You guys can all hear me? I'm going to leave us all unmuted because we have a small enough group. I'm a big fan. This is what we did. And Samantha she was in the first round of StacyK Academy. She can attest to leaving the groups very small so that we can have conversations. I really like that. It makes it a little bit more interesting. So we are going to talk about one of my favorite apps, and the more I use it, the more I love it. And it's called Boomerang for Gmail. And basically, it's just a Chrome extension if you're using Google Chrome and you're using Gmail or you're using Google Apps for work. So it's called Boomerang. And a little bit about me. I think most of you probably have an idea of who I am, but if not, my name is Stacy Kildall, and I am a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. I'm advanced certified in both QBO and QuickBooks Desktop, and I forgot to do PowerPoint, I'm not going to lie, until this morning, so I threw this together right before we started. And I have two kids. They're 13 and 6.5. My favorite band is Rush, and I've been married actually almost 16 years in a couple weeks. I'll actually be in San Francisco for a conference on my anniversary presenting for the ASPDC, but our anniversary is in a couple weeks. And one of the reasons why I started StacyK Academy is because I sort of realized that I do kind of a lot of stuff. And I'm about to start something else too. So I do a lot of different things. I speak and I run Kildall Services and doing StacyK Academy, and that's why I started StacyK Academy is because I was getting a lot of other pro advisors who, when I would go out and do speaking engagements, they would say, I don't know how you're doing the travel and you're running your business. And one of the reasons I'm able to do that is because of all the tools that I teach at StacyK Academy. So we just decided to start teaching people how to use those. And one of the tools that we have is this app. And so we use Boomerang. So I have one of my demo accounts open here, and I am a big, huge fan of Google Chrome and using different Chrome users. So if you're not familiar with Google Chrome and how different and other browsers, have the ability to have different Chrome or different users or different people that you can, different accounts set up. And so you can see up here, we have different users in my Chrome. So I have my main account here, which is my StacyK at Gmail, which is my regular Gmail account. And then I have my QB show and I have other ones. So right here, this is my demo account. And this is the one that I generally use when I'm doing QuickBooks Online demos or any kind of webinar like this. And this is the one that I'm logged into. So if I want to switch, I can just click one of these and it'll open up in a new window. So if I want to open up my QuickBooks show, this will open up and I have different browsers or different bookmarks here on my bookmark bar. So these are all the bookmarks that I use for the QB show. I have my YouTube page, I have our Google Plus dashboard, I have my Gmail. So all of those are set up right there. I can get to them very easily. And if you guys can't see when I'm opening these up, just give me a holler and let me know so I can make sure that you guys are seeing that I'm opening these up and you can see these different users. So just let me know. Or if you guys need me to make this bigger, I can make these screens bigger so you can see them. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. So going back to my app demo account here, this might be a little hard to see, so I want to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this. But do you see this little boomerang symbol right here? Right where my mouse is, my cursor? Do you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that means that I have the Boomerang extension installed. It's really simple to install and to find it, and I'll show you guys that first. So let me sign up for it using my StacyK Academy, and that's probably the first thing that we want to do. So easiest thing to do is just search for Boomerang for Gmail. And once you just go search for it, you'll find it. It's boomeranggmail.com. I'm going to click on that. Just simply add this to your Gmail. And it's just a Chrome extension. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. And there it is. So when you add, anytime you add a Chrome extension, it's really simple to do this. You can just go to your settings and you can edit them that way. So you can get to your Chrome extensions from your settings. So when you install Boomerang, there's 5 screens. You can skip it, you can start, you can go through. It gives you a little tour of all those features, but that's how easy it is. It's like 2 clicks to set it up and to get it going in your Gmail account. I'm going to go ahead and skip that, and I want to go back to the one that already has it set up. So this is already set up. If I click on this, it's going to allow me to go in and manage my settings. So there's not a lot of settings when you first start, and I have a free account. I didn't pay for the account for this demo, but I can, when the messages are returned, I want to mark them as unread so that they show up right away. I want to mark them as starred so they show up as important, and I want to put them at the top of my inbox. And then also I want them to show up as Boomerang returned. So what this does is it creates a label. So for those of you who don't use Gmail or Google Apps for work, labels are basically folders in Gmail. So it's going to create a label called Boomerang returned, and I want it labeled as that so I can look for that later if I need to. So if I accidentally archive something or I need to find it, it's really simple and easy for me because I can go search in that label for anything like that. There are keyboard shortcuts if I need to, and then there are some premium settings if you want to upgrade, and you can do that. So in and of itself, Gmail and Google Apps don't allow you to ask for a read receipt. This app allows you to. I do not like read receipts. I do not like to give people read receipts because I don't like people to know that I've read their emails. And I don't like to request them. The only time that I ever do a read receipt or request a read receipt is when I am doing a disengagement with a client. And I will get to that in just a minute when we do that. You can also enable a Boomerang for every email you send. I don't I guess there would be a good reason for this, but I don't do this. And then there is a CRM integration, and you can look at that when you need to. I don't use a CRM right now, but they do have some integrations. So you could go ahead and say, okay with this. Now here is what's really cool. So this is an email that I sent to one of my other Gmail accounts, to my StacyK Academy Gmail yesterday. So I sent this. You can see I'm sending this to show a red receipt in Boomerang. And what's really cool is when you do that, it puts this little note at the bottom. It says, this sender has requested a red receipt. And it gives the person who's getting the email the option to say, no, thank you, I do not want this. Right? And so they can click there and say, no, thank you. And it puts it really, really tiny, so odds are they're not going to see it. When they open it, you can have Boomerang let you know that that email was recently opened. So this morning, to make sure that I had this message in my inbox so you guys could see it, I went and I made sure that it was opened up. So I have this, and so I can see, oh, looky here. Somebody opened up that email. Kind of neato. I just love this. I mean, I absolutely positively love this. It's one of the coolest things ever. So I can go into my Boomerang settings, and if I want to manage my scheduled emails, and I go to my tracked message, I can see that it's been read, but once I click on this, right, it's going to show that email, and it'll show me, I can take it right to the email if I want to. But what's really cool is if I click directly here, it's going to show me when it was opened. So it's going to show me that it's been opened 5 different times, the first time it was opened and the last time it was opened. So you can see when it was opened. And the reason why I only use this when I do in disengagement is because I have a tax attorney, and I don't know if it's legal or not, but he suggested to put in my disengagement letter, because we don't always get the disengagement letter signed. So the disengagement letter that he sent me was, if you don't receive this, we will consider the red receipt from the email this was attached to as your agreement. So the only time we ever request a red receipt is when we do a disengagement letter. Do you guys ever use anything like that? Has anybody ever done anything like that? Put that in a disengagement letter?
That's a really good idea. No, I've never done that.
Yeah, but... and I've never had. Yeah, and I've just always done it because he's an attorney and he's a CPA, and he said, because I asked him, I said, well, what do I do if I don't get the disengagement letter back signed? And he said, well, what you can do is you can just put right at the bottom this little tiny thing that says, if we don't receive this signed engagement letter back, we will consider the red receipt from the email this was attached to as your agreement.
But they would have to click on something
they would have to, that red receipt, so all they have to do is open as long as they don't, when you send this, as long as they don't click this and choose not to send the red receipt, we get the red receipt back. As long as we get that, that is considered our agreement. And I mean, I've never had to go to court over it, because I mean, most of my disengagements have gone okay. I mean, they've gone okay. We've disengaged for pretty good reasons. I've only had to fire a couple jerks over the last 13 years. But, but that's really the only reason that I've ever used a red receipt. Is just, so that's why we do it. And that's really the only reason that we have this. And for a long time, I had no way of requesting a red receipt until I found this app. So you know, I had it in my disengagement letter, but it didn't mean anything because I didn't have an email client that gave me a red receipt. So it really didn't matter. So that's one of the things that I really love about Boomerang. Another really cool thing that I can do with it is I can say, hey, I'm sending this, but what I can do is if I don't get a receipt with this, if nobody responds to this, so if I send this out and nobody replies back to me, I want this to come back to me at, you know, on Thursday at 8 o'clock, or just send it to me at some random time within a week. So if I send something out maybe to a client or to somebody for whatever, and I don't get any reply back, I'm just going to say, you know what, bounce it back to me so that I can follow up within a week or on a specific date and it'll come back, or in 2 days or whatever it is. So it gives you all of these options, but maybe I only want it to bounce back to me if nobody responds. If somebody responds to me, then I don't need it to come back. Right? So it doesn't matter. Or there might be a situation. I have one other situation where a client said, "Hey, I have an employee who they're going to get a bonus on the next two paychecks. So can you make sure that you add this, you know, $100 bonus on the next two pay periods?" And I said, "Yep, no problem." So I'm having that email come back to me. So she sent it to me right before the first pay period that the bonus was coming on. And so now I have it coming back to me right before the next pay period. So this is where I'm going to use Boomerang. So rather than put it in my calendar, because you know, I'm not going to look at my calendar about payroll because my IOP sends me an email and reminds me to do the payroll. I'm just having it bounce back to my email just to kind of give me a heads up that week when I do payroll, because that's where all my, you know, Intuit Online Payroll says, oh, hey, don't forget to do payroll. And then most of my clients email me their hours because I use Intuit Online Payroll. So that's one of the other ways that I use Boomerang. Another cool thing is you guys all got reminders for today. Did you guys all get email reminders about today's webinar?
Yep.
Okay, so I use Boomerang to send those.
Yeah.
So I wrote the email and then I scheduled it to be sent later. So here's one that was scheduled. We have this scheduled to be sent later. It should be going out right now. So here's one, and you can go edit these. So this is one, and I can write this, and I can reschedule it. I can send now, or I can have it not send. So you can write an email, and then what you can do, let's say I go compose this email, and I'll say this is to Stacy, and I'll say blah 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 blah, or I'll say you know, don't forget your Pebble Watch charger when you leave for, and this is a legit reminder. And I want to send this later. So I'm going to have this scheduled, but I want to send it today, right? And I want to send it at, say, you know, 2:30 p.m. because I'm leaving for the airport at about 3 o'clock. So I want to go ahead and confirm this. So for StacyK Academy, office hours are every Friday, and it's always the same go-to-meeting information. So what I do is I set up a recurring message with Boomerang so that everybody gets reminded every week about the office hours calls in StacyK Academy. And so I can just go ahead and confirm this and schedule this later. So if I go ahead and confirm, this will get scheduled. And I can go in here to Boomerang. I can do a refresh, messages to send later. That one that I already sent that you guys just saw, it just got sent, right? And there, this is the one that just got sent, or it should be. maybe. I don't know who I had it sent for, but that one just got sent, and this is the one that I just created. So I could go in here and I could edit this, and it's going to open up, and I can edit it, and I can change it, and I can do what I need to, and I can save it, or I can say cancel. I don't need to edit it when I'm all done. I can refresh that, or I can go in and I can send it now or not send it. Anything that I say I need to boomerang and have it come back to me. So if I say, hey, oh, and this is another thing too that's cool, is this is something that I did the red receipt on. When I open this, right in the email, it's showing me, hey, this was opened 5 times.
Cool.
So that's kind of cool too. But now if I want to boomerang this and I say, hey, I want this to come back to me, say in an hour or tomorrow morning. So now I'm saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to deal with this right now. Bring this back to me tomorrow morning. I can go in here and then we'll refresh this. And so now I've got this is coming back to me tomorrow morning. And if I want to, I can say don't return it, or I can reschedule it, or I can say, you know what, return that one now, and it'll show up in my inbox, and I can just refresh. And so there it is, right? I just told it to return it to me. And then here's the one. And this is the one that I have set to return to me in just a minute. So this one should be coming back to me while we are doing this webinar. So pretty cool. What do you guys think?
Cool.
I mean, I really love, right? And there it is. And this is the one that you can see right here. Got sent as I was talking to you and just told you that it's supposed to be coming back to me right now as we speak, and it worked just the way it was supposed to. So labeled exactly the way it was supposed to, starred, top of my inbox. This came to me yesterday, and I said, you know what, I want you to boomerang this tomorrow while I'm doing my webinar, because I don't want to deal with it right now. My iPhone I named Snow Dog because that is a Rush song. And so I was logged in. I have a lot of email addresses. It's sort of ridiculous. Marsha's asking me how many email addresses I have. So I have one for my app demos. I have one for StacyK Academy. I have they all sort of roll up into my main Gmail account. But I do a lot of app testing and a lot of training for Intuit, so I have a lot. And then I have my Killed All Services one, but all the Killed All Services one, everything kind of rolls up into my Stacy at Gmail one. So what do you guys think? And so this is how I sort of achieve InboxZero. So, but it's not, I don't think it's a fake InboxZero. I think it's just managing the messages and how they come in and how you deal with them. You guys think it might work?
I definitely do, and I really like the ability to, if they don't reply, it comes back to you. So that's really, really great for follow-ups, because I tend to forget sometimes when it's been weeks since I sent someone an email and I haven't heard back from them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to know an answer to that.
Exactly. So this is why I love this for appointment reminders. Exactly. So this is one of the great things. So if you are, this is why I truly love this. So for me, I have gone almost 13 years in my business without using a true CRM. And I have looked at so many CRMs. I really love the Legrand online CRM. But up until this point, we really haven't needed a CRM because we don't have more than 4 or 5 leads in our pipeline really at any given point. So we can sort of manage those with a Google spreadsheet. And with this, we've had to, we can really manage that. So like you were saying, if I don't have a reply back, then I can have I can boomerang it back and see if I don't get a follow-up, have it come back to me. Appointment follow-up. As soon as somebody schedules an appointment or I schedule some sort of meeting, I can go in and set up something to remind me later. So the second I did the webinar, right, with you guys, the second I set up a webinar, I set up, even though I didn't have anybody registered for this yet, I set up an email to be sent yesterday and today to remind anybody who registered. And then all I had to do was, as people were registering, I added them to my calendar, and then I just had to add them to that email list. So it was really, really easy to manage. And then Deborah's asking, does it have to be a Gmail email? No. So it has to be either Google Apps. From what I understand, it has to be Google Apps. So I use Google Apps for work. So I use my Kildall services. And when I log into my Kildall services, I go to mail.kildallservices and Google manages that. So it's called Google Apps for work. And that works with this as well. So even though it's not Gmail, Google is still managing my Kildall services email, and it still does work. Boomerang does work with that.
Now, Stacy, you said something about where you have all your emails come into your Gmail.
Yeah, I have everything forwarded. So like StacyK Academy, if you send something there, it automatically gets forwarded to my Gmail, and then it just gets archived in the StacyK Academy Gmail.
Doesn't it get you get tons of email in there to have to go through?
No, because I don't ever have to open up. So what happens here, like this is my StacyK Academy, I can go into my settings. And so if I go into forwarding, I say just forward to StacyK at, Stacy Kildall, and then just archive it. So there's nothing in my inbox unless I put it in my inbox. So it just automatically gets archived. So I don't need to deal with it, because anything that gets sent here automatically gets forwarded to my Stacy at Kildall and then just gets archived. Oh, sorry if my audio is breaking up.
We can blame it on the cat, right?
No, we'll probably blame it on the 6.5-year-old who's probably watching a Minecraft YouTube video. Or, I'm sorry, Skylanders. So, and then sometimes we'll have it just delete. So if it's coming to like in my Kildall services, I have it just delete it so that I don't have to manage it at all. Because it's coming to my Gmail. It's coming to StacyKildall@Gmail, so I don't need it to be anywhere else because I'm managing it in my Gmail. Because that's the email I've had for like 16 years, 17 years. So cool. I mean, this is how and this is how basically I went for, and if you're kind of a one-man band and you're a sole practitioner pro advisor, you could kind of use this to, help you manage your admin stuff.
Stacy, you said, are you using the free one, or you said you're paying for this one, right?
So this one that I'm showing you guys, this one that I'm showing you guys is the free one, but the one that I use for real, I can't show you because it's got real client stuff in it. That I pay for.
Okay, I know they have a personal, a pro, and a premium.
Yep.
What would you recommend? I guess it depends on your needs, but
yeah, it depends on what you need. And so right now, I'm doing the pro one because I need those recurring messages.
Oh, I see.
For the academy stuff, because I have, I have the office hours every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you guys can see the difference between, and just so you guys know, these people have no idea who I am. Like, they're not paying me to do this at all. I just love, I don't get paid from any of the apps that I promote. outside of like the QB show as our sponsors. So anything that I'm talking about personally, I just love them. And so I love this app. I mean, I love it.
That's really cool. I really like it too.
I mean, it's so easy. I mean, even if you just use the free one.
Yeah, I've been playing around with the free one, and it's been so helpful so far. So I think I'm going to at least upgrade to the personal and check that out.
Yeah.
Because you can use it on your phone with the personal plan, which is cool.
Yeah, and I think there's with the personal one they have the mobile access. I haven't, and you know what? I haven't even used it. I haven't even bothered to. I haven't had to, just because I just generally manage. Most of the time I'm managing this stuff, and I'm like the biggest mobile. Like if I could do everything from my phone, I'd be in heaven. But I just haven't had to with this, because I mostly use it for, when I'm sitting on my computer and I'm kind of, trying to I'm really getting to InboxZero when I'm sitting in my office. And by office, you guys saw it, it's the corner of my basement. What you can't see, what you couldn't see with the webcam is all the toys on the other end of the basement. The pile of Legos and the Barbie stuff. So, yeah.
It's like my office.
Right? Yeah. So you guys have any other questions about this or about StacyK Academy or anything else? Nope. Okay. Well, all right, then I will let you guys go. I will send you all a link to the recording, and I want to thank you guys for spending some time with me today. We're going to do another free webinar on September 2nd, a little bit later in the day, and we're going to be talking about getting rid of crappy clients.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
We already have crappy clients.
What's really funny is when I go do live events and I ask the audience, I'll have 200 people sitting in the audience, and I'll say, how many of you guys, have clients who make mistakes? And like 3 people will raise their hands. I'm always like, I think the rest of you are lying to me. Because because we all have clients who make mistakes. So we're going to talk about just, getting rid of crappy clients in a couple weeks. So we'll send out, I'll send out the link to this one to you guys, and the link to register for the one on the 2nd as well. So look for an email from me in just a little bit. And if anybody's going to be in Chicago, I'm leaving for Chicago for the Midwest Accounting Show, and I'll be there tomorrow and Thursday. So come find me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And I'll see you on Apposaurus Rex too in September.
I know. I can't wait. That's the other thing too. Yeah. So
looking forward to that one.
Yep, Seth and I are trying to get that. We're just testing that out to see what kind of interest we have for that. I think there's a need for it, but whether there is a legitimate interest is yet to be seen. So look for that too, the Apposaurus Rex.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this for us today.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys for taking the time out for your day. Your day. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Nancy.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.